lighting candles for Becki. It was springtime on the island of New Florida, and the trains on the tracks were being really useful and friendly while they were getting their work done. Courtney, Casey, Penny, Gwen, Rose, and Lise were bringing their freight cars to the classroom rail yard for circle time. They were being useful too. When circle time was over, Courtney set off on a mission to bring kids on a field trip to the Science Museum in Oakwood when she saw Dwee picking up diapers. "I'm taking kids on a field trip to the Science Museum today," said Courtney. "That sounds like fun," puffed Dwee. "Tomorrow is Becky's birthday, you know. Are you into coming to her party?" "Of course I am," puffed Courtney. "I love birthday parties." And she puffed off with her passenger car. She saw Becki at the junction. "Happy birthday," she said. "Thank you, Courtney," said Becki. "Mr. Cakester is coming. He had an important job for the two engines." "Party supplies are waiting for you in South Oakwood," he said. "Courtney and Becki, you must collect the goods." "Sounds good, sir," they said, and they puffed off. They saw Wendy, Casey, and Gwen. "We have to deliver the party bags and streamers," said Wendy. "We sure do," said Casey. "An important job for us," said Gwen. And they puffed off. "Those freight cars sure do have a lot of liquid glue," said Becki. Courtney went forward and buffered up to them. She pushed with all of her might, but they were too heavy with their brakes on. Sparks flew from her wheels. The freight cars did not move. "You can try again," said Becki. Courtney puffed with all her might, and she pushed with all of her might. Her wheels slipped, and her engine roared. And then there was trouble. Go faster, loved the freight cars. The freight cars didn't move, and then their brake blocks snapped off completely, and Courtney took off like a bullet. "Oh no!" cried Courtney. Sasha was getting refilled with water at the station, but she didn't know about Courtney coming. "This can't be good," she said. "It was too late!" Luckily, nobody was hurt. But Sasha had gone right through the signal box and the electrical was malfunctioning. "I'm sorry about that," she said. "Sorry, Sasha," Courtney said. Then Percy came into view with birthday presents for Becki. Then he saw Cole on the line. His driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. "Are you okay, Percy?" asked Courtney. "Cinders and ashes!" gasped Percy. "I am okay, but This coal is nasty! He was stuck. Then Mr. Cakester arrived on Alexia. I know you wanted to help, Mr. Cakester said, but this is not the way to do it. It's not my fault, sir, said Courtney. The freight cars were being pushed too hard and then their brakes snapped off. Then Becki came to rescue Percy. She puffed with all her might. And at last Percy was safe. Oh, Miss Cole is nasty, he said. And then Alexia pulled Sasha back onto the rails. And then new buffers came. At last the electrical stuff was fixed and Dwee pulled the express with all the party supplies. Let's get going, everyone, she said. We can't have the birthday party without the cake. And they set off on their way. The freight cars were laughing. We've been this way many times, they said. See-maroo! And then Becki got the new glue into the freight cars and then they set off. And that night, Dwee had an idea. When Becki comes in tomorrow morning, she whispered, let's surprise her. The other engines agreed. The dawn began to break, and Lauren looked. Here comes Becki, she said. Then they were ready to sing happy birthday after the cake was in the turntable well. Then 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to Becki. She's really useful on the tracks. She's big and so strong. She can always get the jobs done. They laughed. Then Becki blew up the candles. Happy birthday, Becki, said Dwee. Thanks, Dwee, said Becki. And thank you for helping me get back on the rails, said Sasha. You're welcome, Sasha, said Alexia. And all because of you engines, you are all really useful. And they all happily agreed.